LandTrust.com connects trusted sportsmen with landowners who offer exclusive access to their lands for quality DIY hunting experiences. Go to LandTrust.com to create your free account. Search their listings on 1.5 million acres in 40 states. And find your next private land big game, upland, or waterfowl hunt. LandTrust.com, the best way to hunt private land.
Our industry-leading two-panel saddle technology is more efficient and streamlined than ever before. Inspired by the desire to eliminate the choice between being compact or comfortable, the Method 2 saddle is ultra-compact for your hike in, but also enhances comfort in the tree. The Method 2 is designed to adapt to your personal hunting style from the moment you step out of the truck, minimizing bulk when you need to move and optimizing comfort during all-day sits. This saddle is built for hunters who like to move often and move fast, and it's for those who are passionate about exploring unfamiliar places. For more information, visit latitudeoutdoors.com.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening to the Western Hunting Hub podcast. Was out hunting this morning, got a little update on that, and a couple things learned there. It's November, lots of stuff around November. Deer's the species to be hunting in November. Such a great time of the year. We're all excited about it, and this weekend, November 11th, opens up a lot of very popular seasons across the West and East, so excited about that. Hopefully we can get this episode to you in time for getting you a little help in the field. Also, if you enjoy this episode, give it a good rating on whatever platform if they have that system set up, and you can follow Instagram on Western Hunting Hub or at Black Hills Antlers on either one of those. Go check out the Outdoor Call radio app. Kind of a cool little app to if you got a long drive and tired of listening to the same old podcast, or you've burned through a whole bunch of them. This has got some interesting content on it, just like a radio, all outdoor stuff. It's worth checking out. Also, make sure you're going over to howlforwildlife.org and sending in your howls to help our hunting community out. So check things out that they got going on there. Sign up for their email so you know when new howls are needed to be sent. Lots going on there. In this episode, it's November 10th right now. November 10th has notoriously been one of my favorite days of the year to hunt because of the deer in the Black Hills just really are, their rut is starting to kick off, and it's just fun. You can rattle in, call in deer left and right sometimes. But this morning was not that day. It was a little rougher, and it was all on me, really, probably. So my thoughts are, don't go unprepared, is what I was writing in my outline for this episode as I was sitting in a tree saddle. So this morning was an absolute mess. First off, I woke up a little late, which I was fine with because I knew I didn't want to get going crazy early, just because I wanted to make sure I was around for the kids. Kids still got school today on Veterans Day, and yeah, I just need to stick around. I figured I could, as soon as everyone's up, head out the door, which is usually 6:45-ish. So I thought, okay, I'll just be ready. I'll have eaten, dressed, ready to go. 6:45, I can head out the door. Things didn't happen that way. One thing I would say is just make sure you got everything packed and ready to go, even for just a little quick morning hunt the night before. Because once you're got things going in the morning, it's a little tougher to, and organization's weird. You're hunting around for things. Today was a day of just could not find anything. I opened up my trailer. I was going to take my new side-by-side, buddy Lance got me hooked up with. So I'm excited to have that. Not a new side-by-side, but it's a 2010 Polaris Ranger. It's been fun getting around pretty quick on that thing into some different areas without beating up my new truck. So that's been handy. And then put that in a brand new trailer, 14-foot aluminum trailer, just to help me cruise around a little better. And so that's been handy, but and I wanted to mess around with that today. Open up the door, and another one of the tires is low. There was a different tire low the last time I opened up the trailer, so aired up that one. And then this time, it's going to go air it up, and couldn't find my air chuck. So there, spent some time, drove down to the gas station, which is a little ways down the road from me, came back. They didn't have a hose. And then I called this neighbor. He was at work, went over to the old timer neighbor, and he had a chuck good to go. 7:45 at this point. So I'm already an hour behind with my slow moving attitude, as well as just no air chuck and messing around and getting things put together. Next, I am cruising out to where I want to go, and I park, grab my things, and hit the road in the side by side. I get to the spot where I want to sit and do a little calling. I have a key in the side by side. It's just a little small little key. I get out, I set it somewhere. I was gonna put it in my spot, and I lost it for about 15 minutes, looking all around, thinking, "Oh crap, I got a situation now." Eventually find it. Then realize my release is not here, even though I specifically pulled it out to grab it. I usually have my gear all dialed. I usually am the first one out of the truck, the first one ready to roll. I have things organized and good to go. But just I've been hunting for work all fall long, and you get a little complacent with things. So that's what probably the lesson to be learned here is not to be so complacent and have your things all ready to go, so that you're not leaving stupid things like a release back at your truck 2 miles away. Cruise back to the truck, get the release, there it is, go back to where I want to be hunting. This point, it's easily 9 o'clock, sunny day. It was 11 degrees this morning or so, and now it's warming up to 40. 30 degrees, 40 is warming up really quick. So the deer movement, I'm sure, slowed way down. Climbed up in a tree, sat in a saddle, and I wanted to call a little bit. That didn't last too long where I realized deer are not around. Got down, I'm going to just go cover some ground since I missed probably the better time of the day to be hunting. So yeah, I just went to the next spot, rattled and called, and then realized this is dumb. It's already 11 o'clock, 11:30. I tried one more spot, 12 o'clock, and said, this is dumb. I need to just go home. I got a bunch of things to do. I need a podcast to record, tires to rotate, antlers to cut, all that sort of stuff. And got to go get the kids by 5 o'clock. So end of the hunt, probably a waste of the morning. I would highly suggest get your crap together the night before. Keep it all together. Keep it organized throughout the season. If you're doing lots and lots of days of hunting, spend a day here and there just reorganizing, getting things good. And I know for September we have things so dialed, like for our elk hunts and things are dialed and ready to roll. And I'm down to the candy bar that's coming along. I got stuff strewn out all over the place. Targets on the floor, guns right here in my office that are ready to go, but I gotta change one turret on there. But just a little disorganized, and it's driving me nuts. But I think it's just because hunting season's been going a long time, and since the beginning of September, and now it's November. But November is the most magical time for deer hunting. Whitetails are rutting a little earlier than the mule deer in my country anyway. So it's time to start rolling and focusing on that mule deer tag that I got. So in this episode, again, I really want to share some of the preparation that I've done for my South Dakota West River deer tag. Starts November 11th, and I'm not going to hunt it actually until the 13th, 14th, and 15th. I got 3 days set aside to go spend some time. My goals for this hunt, like I start any kind of hunt plan, is that I want to get away from people. That's an easy thing to find, is people and being surrounded by people. So I focused on my tag and where it came from, what tag I got, based on where could I get away from people, as well as where could I find some good bucks. Do a little bit of chatting and understanding some different areas. I kind of narrowed down to where sounds like some bigger deer have come from, and an area I grew up hunting, but not in these particular spots. Also, it's far enough in that I figured that most people are not going to want to do that. They're really going to have to man up to go that far in. So we'll see if they do that. maybe I'm going to be showing up on a Monday. I'm going to miss that opening weekend, which is just fine. Let them do that. Let them not find deer, pull one or two out. It's fine. I'll go in past that, and then hopefully hit even better portions of the rut. Because when I was in there just the other day, rutting activity, yes, but it's definitely pre-rut, and saw a lot of does without any bucks around. So I chose a spot that was far away from any kind of parking area. There's no other access. And I started with my e-scouting then. Dropping some waypoints. I just used on Onyx, they used the 3D view, and that made a huge difference for some various glassing spots. And then also camping is very tricky on this property. I can't camp on just about anywhere on it except for some hunks of BLM. So I was able to find the BLM pieces and put that together, but it's going to add extra mileage in my day camping, but I'm going to be way in there. So I don't want to be leaving from the trailhead each time. So that e-scouting really helped out, dropping those waypoints on points where I feel like I could see a little ways. I started off looking at a canyon. There was a canyon or two with different little fingers on it that I thought, yep, that's going to be great. I'm going to be able to see down in there, watch them big bucks as they're bedding, moving around, doing different things that throughout the day I could just sit there and it'll be great. But quickly realized after I got on the property that I don't think that's what my hunt plan is going to be. I saw some deer in there, but I kind of saw a little bit more in that open country. The open country, some little breaks in it. So that's what I decided at the end, really, that I wanted to tackle.
From billion-dollar ad budgets and arena naming rights to tens of thousands of retail locations, big wireless providers spend big to appear like they're your only option. How do they afford it all? That big bill you get at the end of every month. Mint Mobile had a different idea. Instead of brick and mortar overhead, Mint Mobile is online only. What does that mean for you? A whole lot of savings, because wireless plans from Mint Mobile start at just $15 a month. That's unlimited talk, text, and data for just $15 a month. You'll save enough that you can get a brand new rod and reel for the upcoming season. For anyone who just hates their phone bill, Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. All plans come with unlimited talk, text, and high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. You can use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan, and you can even keep your same phone number along with all of your existing contacts. By going online only and eliminating traditional costs of retail, Mint Mobile passes significant savings on to you. Switch to Mint Mobile and get premium wireless service starting at just $15 a month. To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month and get the plan shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/waypoint. That's mintmobile.com/waypoint. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/waypoint.
In sports, the scoreboard doesn't tell the full story, but Netflix does. Stories about dads who happen to be world-class quarterbacks and a battle for the heart, soul, and direction of the multi-billion-dollar business of F1. Whether you're a diehard fan or you're brand new, Netflix has the stories for every type of fan. You can watch these incredible sports stories like Quarterback, F1 Drive to Survive, Untold, and many more now on Netflix.
So I've done my e-scouting and kind of had a rough plan. The next thing was some firearms. I didn't feel good about my firearms. Got a new rifle this year, even though I got a brand new rifle last year. This one is a Tikka T3. I believe it's the Tikka T3 Lite. Maybe it's not. I don't know the difference. But again, my buddy Lance hooked me up with this one. He's been making me spend some money lately. By sending me some good deals. So that's been cool. But this Tikka T3 is an awesome rifle. I absolutely love it. I put a Leupold VX3 HD 4.5x14 scope on it. The only thing that this gun is not ready for is is not, well, it's not perfectly ready, is I didn't get the custom turret for it from Loopold, but I will do that very soon because I feel like it's ready to go. It's got a muzzle brake on it, so it'll easily take away some of that horrible recoil that a 300 Win Mag could have, but it is a lightweight, awesome little setup. Then I have my gun from last year, my 300 short mag that's threaded. I cut it down this year. I wanted to make that not quite as long with my suppressor on it, also with the Loopold scope and my H&S precision stock. Great shooting gun, Winchester Model 70. Then I got my trusty old Remington 7 30-06 with a suppressor on it. That thing is a shooter. It's been great for a long time, and as you can tell, I like my 30 caliber guns. For deer, I would love to have maybe a 270, or looking at this 260 lately. It'd be kind of a cool thing instead of a. I will not be joining the hype of a 6.5. But a 260 looks like a really good option, and probably even a better option. So there's some, and not something I'm doing anytime soon. Lance, don't be going and finding an option for me because I don't need to spend any more money. And I got 3 guns here that are going to work fine, and I've been using for antelope and elk and mountain goat and everything in North America. I could shoot with these 3 guns right here. But one is a little more lightweight. One is a little bit better fitting to me, and the other one is just something I've used forever. So again, not quite sure which one I'm stuck on for this hunt. But what I did was first got the ammo that I wanted. Thankfully, some of that ammo is starting to show, or has shown back up, and I got the Barnes bullets that I like for Barnes rounds, the full Barnes stuff. In 180 grain. Actually, I think almost everything I shoot in except the 300 Win Mag is 180. The 300 Win Mag, I think, is once. Yeah, it's like, no, it is. It's like 179, so 78, something weird. But anyway, I like that ammo. The Barnes with 300 Win Mag, got something a little cheaper. It just happened to shoot real well. I know that's an option to do some load development, but I just don't have time nor the materials anymore to be doing some reloading. But shot multiple times, adjusting out and adjusting them to be dialed in at 100 yards. The 300 Win Mag's dialed in at 200 because it doesn't have the custom turret. And by shooting it a couple of times instead of just once, I'm gaining some confidence in it. So 100 yards felt good. 200 yards. The other day I shot and double checked all the zeros at 100, and then with the custom turrets, instead of just putting them on there and hoping, I tested those out to 400 yards and felt great about it. I was hitting steel, the 12-inch plates pretty much in the center. I would say about where my abilities would lie on those plates. I feel like I was doing quite well with that, and it gained me some confidence. And I think that's one of the big things for your November, October, any rifle hunt, is just having the confidence in your firearm setup is key. And if that's what I'm going off of for my answer to this question of what I'm going to choose, they're all great. I have confidence in them all. I know that I'm going to have some possible longer shots, so I have to choose. I might even just come down to weighing them to see which one I'm going to shoot. But man, I'm stuck. Good thing I got some doe hunts later on in the year. I'm going to pick a different one out and shoot that one instead. So on my birthday, November 7th, I was able to go out and do some scouting on this property to get my eyes on it and get a plan, see if that's what I want to do instead of burning a whole day. Carried my bow, but I was just going for a walk. Found a camp, long ways in there. That was one of the last things I did, so I don't know why I'm starting there, but found my camp, marked it. I even dug out my bed. I left some water there. I buried it just to try and keep it from freezing. Maybe that's not the best. Maybe just leave it in the sun. I don't know. It may work. I may not. I may not even need to have it there because I found a decent amount of water. Found some great water options. There are some stock tanks there, which are not a great option. But next to them was a spigot coming right out of the ground, probably right out of the well. So I'm going to actually talk to some folks that manage the property, public land property, to see if is that straight out of a well, is that potable water without even treating it? Because now that means I get to cut weight of my water purification systems. So excited about that. Let's see. Next thing on that day of scouting, figured out all the little property loopholes, like the camping stuff. Like how am I getting from here to there? Where's that water at? And the next thing I want to do is find some deer. I knew I wouldn't find them right next to the parking area, even though the season was open, and that's exactly held true. What I found is that the deer didn't start showing up until 3 miles away from where I parked. So found some does and just wanted to see what caliber of bucks are there. And that's kind of a big thing. In an area you don't really know anything about is if there is just a 4-point mule deer frame, that's what you're looking for, or that's what the property has. I mean, when you see one, you better shoot it, or there's no point in maybe being there or looking a little deeper to see something a little bit better. This is not a place I'm holding out for a 200-inch deer or even a 180-inch deer. That's not going to be the case. I'm probably just looking for that 150-inch deer, 140-inch, 45, who knows? Anything over 140 inches, I think, is probably what I need to be looking for. It seems to be the quality. Anything 160 and bigger, man, I'm going to be ecstatic, absolutely ecstatic. So, but there was no shortage of deer. So that was what made me feel really good. And I know it was pre-rut, but as long as I found the does, then I know the bucks are somewhere in the fringes around there. The bucks will be around. There was a group of 10 does, no bucks. There's a group of 7 does and 1 possibly shooter. I couldn't tell from the distance I was looking at. I didn't bring a spotting scope this time around, which was kind of a bummer. It would have been nice to look at that one a little longer. But another buck I jumped would definitely been a great bow buck, but he took off and he was a little heavier, darker, and it's just a 3-point buck. He would have been awesome. So I found what I wanted. Ditched my water, found my camp, set that up, and marked a few glassing points. My Onyx now is destroyed. I got my tracks because it's kind of a goofy route in there, which it's interesting. I have red lines on Onyx that were what I think I'll take in there. And then I have my tracks, which is the route that I actually took in there. And it's totally different. It's quite a ways different. So that was a definite benefit to giving that a shot and getting in there, seeing what that property looked like. And I think there's going to be I think it's going to be a really fun hunt. The gear was also part of that day, figuring out what exactly I'm going to need. I got a new UTV again. Thanks, Lance, for that one. Spent a lot of money there, but it was a good deal, so I got it. UTV and that 4-wheeler or in the enclosed trailer. I needed to find out if the road in there was rough and if I needed that thing, because that's the last thing I wanted to mess around with on the day of my hunt was, I can't get in there, or I'm going to destroy a brand new pickup, or I'm going to have this issue with a new side-by-side that I don't know anything about. So that was a good test to see what the road was like. Check that box off. My truck's going to make it in there fine. All is good. And then I want to go through my list. I've got it's the same list as my elk list, but it's just now we have some temperature things we got to consider. September, we were dealing with maybe some heat. It could have been pretty lightweight as far as the clothes go and boots and pants and all that sort of thing. So looking at the forecast for this next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm going out. Holy smokes. Highs of 63s, lows in the low 40s. So it's not going to be that bad. Wow. I actually was going to take my 0-degree bag because I really like being warm, but man, I'm not going to need it. Oh, there it updated. My mistake. Still mid 60s, high 30s. High 30s. That's still 15-degree bag. I know I overkill my sleeping bag for sure. But on this hunt, I have my Exo Mountain Gear pack. So this is my pack and accessories list. I have a rifle strap attached to FHF gear rifle strap that attaches to the pack. Also the orange pack cover that I have that takes care of my pack cover. Important to have for making sure your gear stays dry if it's going to rain or anything. And I got clear skies, 0% chance of rain. Probably not some great mule deer hunting days, but the deer are going to rut. They are definitely going to rut. Also with my pack, got some dry bags that I normally have, my sidearm. Probably just carry my little 380. My little 380 is, I'm not in bear country. I'm in weirdo human country. So that's all that's for. A 380 is plenty for me to have just a lightweight thing. My shelter and sleep system is going to include my Stone Glacier. That's just some stakes and 2 trekking poles. It's an awesome little setup, that Stone Glacier single person. It's just a tarp, but it has got edges on it, so it can really keep that wind out. It's a little bit better than that Big Agnes Onyx thing that I had. It's a lot better than that. I'll have a footprint, some stakes, a sleeping pad. I do have a insulated sleeping pad from Big Agnes, and I'm going to stick with that. Pillow. I'm ditching my camp chair for this one. I need to cut some weight for this trip because I have a 4.5 mile pack into my camp, and I want to not be unmotivated to do something just because I got a heavy pack. And then I have a dry bag. It's a blow up bag to help blow up my my pad. Cooking and drinking, jet boil with 1 fuel canister, my long handled spoon. That's a must. The cool thing is I think I can cut all of my water purification stuff out. That's going to be great. A water bottle, a metal cup, probably a second water bottle. That's probably what I'll go with. And then all my food in a red dry bag, as well as my vitamins, medicine, recovery, sleep pills, all that sort of thing in there. Electronics, I'm going to have a headlamp, backup headlamp, my power banks and charging cable for my phone, some extra batteries. I'll have my phone. And then this is a big addition for this hunt. I will have a few hot hands, even though it's not going to be that cold. It will help me sit and glass for a little bit longer. And if I have some hot hands, I don't need to bring my big glassing gloves. I can just throw a couple in my gloves for the morning and make sure I'm just so comfortable sitting there for a couple hours. My personal care and essentials: toothbrush, toothpaste, maybe some body wipes. I don't know. It's a short trip. And some flossers. Must have TP, wipes, sanitizer. Got to have a bathroom kit. My survival kit, not going through that this time around, but just your simple survival kit. I threw my tourniquet in there, first aid, and then a repair kit. Repair kits, not going to have any. It's repair kits for tent and sleeping pad, that sort of thing. I might see for my gun. Be nice to have a snake, barrel snake. Be handy to have a little piece of electrical tape if you're going to have any snow to throw over top of the end of the barrel. Some lens wipes, that would be pretty handy if you got a little moisture on there, or even a scope cover or just your lens covers of some kind. I don't have that. That'd be a nice addition to have, is something to cover the glass and keep it nice while I'm hiking around, just in case it rained or you walking through the trees and the little branches break off and they just landed in your scope, and is probably not the best for it. Also, I always have chapstick and always have a pocket knife. And then so this is what probably is going against the grain, but I'd like to have a tripod with my bino adapter. I'd love to have a spotting scope, but that's a weight thing. I'm not going to take a tripod. I'm not going to take a spotting scope in there. What I'm thinking I can do is just take my shooting Primos trigger stick bipod. It's what I've taken on a lot of hunts where I don't carry about weight. I'm going to look for the attachments that I have so that I can put the bino adapter on there. And then I'm also going to look for an adapter to see if I can have a clamp on the top of that instead of the regular old little U thing on it. So if I need to shoot longer distance, I can, or I'm just going to go with shooting on my pack, making sure if I'm taking a long shot, I'm just going to lay down and do it. But it's going to be weird not having my death grip on this hunting trip, but this is what I got. The hunting gear, obviously going to need my tag, my driver's license has to go with, and then a replaceable blade knife, which will mean it's a little lighter weight. And this is all great to really go through. I know for my Havlon, I need to get more Havlon blades. And then I need to get, what did I just say, that grip adapter for bipod. Or I wonder if the whole thing can come right off of my death grip. We'll see. So lots of options there. I don't have a glassing pad, but that would be a great thing to maybe have in there. I will have game bags for rifle. Since I'm rifle hunting, I would have some extra ammunition, probably around 10 rounds or so. And then my bipod, you have the electrical tape if you want. If you don't hike very far, a better tripod would be great. A little paracord, and of course, your windicator of some kind. Clothing, because it's cold out, I'm going to have, and not that cold, I'm just going to go with my beanie. I also have extra socks and a liner. That's a must for me for my footwear, is that I have wool sock and then a liner. Helps me go a lot further and get a lot less wear on my feet. My gloves is going to be Kuiu packable gloves. I have some trekking poles, other weather dependent clothing in my pack or on me. I'm going to have my thermals, and I'm just going to have some regular hunting pants, and that way I can cut down, not have anything crazy for pants. And then my merino top, a sweatshirt. It's one of the First Light comfortable sweatshirts, and then puffy, and then the First Light soft shell. We have 0 rain in the forecast, so I'm not even bringing a rain jacket. Even if it did rain a little bit, that soft shell will cover me pretty well. And then my boots, well, because of that weather, I'm going uninsulated. I want to cut the weight there and keep my feet light so I can go further. My hat, I'm going to throw in my orange ball cap, and that's it. I'll throw just that in. If I need to throw my beanie on, then it doesn't matter because I have a vest on, and all that's all we need in South Dakota is one article above our waist, and then my orange vest. Next on the list is obviously my rifle, my bino harness. I'm going to go with my Vortex binoculars because they are lighter weight than my Mavens. My rangefinder, and then I've got my Meg View that I need to switch from my Mavens to my Vortex, and I'm cutting that spotter. For food, I'm going to keep it lightweight. I'm going for 3 days, and part of that is hiking in. So I'm thinking just some jerky, some summer sausage, a couple of peaks, honey stingers, and some nuts, tortillas, peanut butter, and honey. So I'll just go with a simple little list like that, my usual, and hopefully I just keep that real light. I would think that pack right there with water and food is going to be 40 pounds. And that's what I'll shoot for. It's just keeping it right under that 40 pounds. But man, it is November and the rut is on. Whitetails have been going hard here recently in our country, and the mule deer are not far behind. Last year, I shot a mule deer on November 7th. He was pushing some does. From what I saw the other day on November 7th, we didn't quite have as much rutting activity where I was at. So hopefully they really kick it up the next couple of days. So it'll be fun to see how this hunt unfolds. But good luck to the rest of you on your November hunts, whether that's in the east or the west. Make sure you pack appropriately because November can be unpredictable in what we get. They could have some snow, some cold weather, and make sure you be safe out there.
To the land, but it ain't my ground. This is God's country. Ew. Gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried Downy Rinse and Refresh? It doesn't just cover up odors. It helps remove them.
Wow, it worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in one wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.